Like, okay, we know these 12 bitches. Who is this? And it was us, because we decided to separate.
Who the fuck are you, though?
The 13th colony.
So we are technically, not only are we the first state, we're technically older. And our separation is older than the revolution. Fun times.
That's very interesting. Can you name any bands from Delaware? This was the other part of the discussion.
Like small local bands like Betty and the Bullets, and then it's not a band, but it's an artist. Bob Marley worked and lived here. Not far from where I live, actually. And then it's more just like, don't necessarily know bands, but I know a bunch of like actors and stuff. Like the guy who played Toombs in those fucked up episodes of X-Files is from Delaware.
Huh.
Aubrey Plaza.
Aubrey Plaza.
Not surprising.
Yep.
What's his name? Felipe, who was like for a minute was like a teen heartthrob.
Ryan Felipe from the incest movie.
Sure is. He's from Delaware. So great. Love that.
Checks out.
That's a way to describe Cruel Intentions. Like, you're not
That's
wrong.
what it is.
It is what it is.
It's
not
what it
wrong.
is. It's what it is, and it did not need to be made into a stage musical, and it definitely didn't need to be made into a jukebox stage musical. And I stand by what I said to the man who wrote the book.
Listen to that. You made me listen to that, Julia.
It's the worst.
So sorry. What?
Somebody.
This is new information to me.
Oh, let me read
you didn't subject Will to it. You subjected me to it, but you didn't subject Will to it.
I don't usually subject Will to the weird musicals I find. He gets out of that. So yeah, they made it into a musical. Let me just read you the musicals, the songs that they decided and the order. So it starts, remember, this is the Cruel Intentions movie. So imagine it. You're sitting in the theater. It's dark. A bunch of fucking teenagers start to sing Every You, Every Me by Placebo to you. They go into I'm the Only One. Genie in a Bottle is sung at some point. I bet you know who does sing it. Just a Girl by No Doubt. There is then an exchange. Depending on which show you're seeing, the next song could either be I Want It That Way, Candy, or Wannabe. Depends on what version of the musical you want to play. Then Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer.
Slop that
Love
down,
Fool.
dude. That's crack one for the big boy.
I Want It That Way / Bye Bye Bye, depending again which version of the musical you're watching. Breakfast at Tiffany's, No Scrubs, Only Happy When It Rains / Act 1 medley, Intermission. You come back. Do you want to guess where the intermission takes place?
Like geographically? Or
like in the story?
In the story. Do you want to know what?
Thanks for the donation, Cass.
So they decide to have the intermission happen when Sebastian seduces Cecily. And then it comes back. It opens up on Cecily visiting Catherine to explain that she has had her first orgasm. And the song that they sing is The Sign by Ace of Base. We have a reprise of No Scrubs.
No, what? Okay.
I Don't Want to Wait. And then I'll Make Love to You, sometimes exchanged with To Become One. Torn is played. Then we have Sometimes by Britney Spears, Colorblind by Counting Crows, Sunday Morning by No Doubt, Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls, followed very swiftly by Foolish Games by Jewel. We have...
Which Counting Crows song?
Colorblind. And then this is their big thing. Catherine, her villain, she has her villain, what is referred to as the Catherine's Turn melody. Here's her villain song.
Oh God, I remember that.
It is a mashup of Bitch by Meredith Brooks and Losing My Religion by R.E.M. It is followed by a reprise of Loverfool. And then the show ends. The show ends on Bittersweet Symphony. I said on Twitter, I said that this didn't need to be made. And the man who wrote the book retweeted me and was like, I don't know, maybe see it first. And I said, respectfully, many happy returns to you and your future endeavors. But no, I don't.
Respectfully, if it had been good, you would not be replying to me on Twitter.
If I didn't have legs to stand on,
You would be too busy being successful to reply to me on Twitter.
so
Okay. So I have a few notes.
yes.
I have notes.
I also have one note.
Just a few.
just a few. As someone who has not consumed this myself, I only have a couple of notes from hearing that. First of all, no scrubs and I'll make love to you in that movie.
So that was my question. The thing that bothered me the most about that is that's a very white movie, and it upset me to think about. It upset me to think about Showtune singing "I'll Make Love to You"
Singing and no scrubs. What do you
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Let me do you want to hear something absolutely horrific? Let me read you this sentence from so if you go on the Wikipedia and it does the synopsis, it tells you what is happening when they sing that song. So let me read you the line. Cecily gives copies. So Cecily and Ronald's relationship is moving quickly. Breakfast at Tiffany's. And he has been writing secret love letters to her. Cecily gives copies to Mrs. Caldwell, who is disgusted by this, as Ronald is black, no scrubs.
No. Jail.
Listen,
Immediate jail.
this man came to me on Twitter and was like, no, maybe you should watch it. And I was like, my God.
He stood 10 toes in that bullshit and said, maybe you should.
I was like,
name him. What is his name? I have grievances.
Does Ronald at least sing "I'll Make Love to You"?
who does sing I'll Make Love to You?
If it's not Ronald, we're going to beef. We are going to box in the streets.
It's also Mrs. Caldwell.
Julia,
there's been a long silence.
Sebastian and Catherine give Ronald love letters written by Cecily. I don't want to wait. As Sebastian continues to meet with her and teach her how to have sex, I'll make love to you. So it's Sebastian.
Nope. That Delaware ass motherfucker.
Hey, no. That's Ryan Felipe. This man I don't claim.
Wow. What a time we've had here tonight.
Cruel intent. The moral of the story is Cruel Intentions didn't need to be made into a stage musical. Didn't need to be made into a jukebox musical.
I actually never
Didn't
questioned
need to be
that.
made.
No. No, not particularly.
I love Heathers, but this is Heather's fault.
I don't even know her.
That's not fair to Heathers. At least Heathers wasn't a jukebox musical.
But Heathers was still the first. Well,
That
no.
wasn't the first 90s film stage musical adaptation, was it?
No, well, it's 80s, not 90s. But also, I think technically the first is technically the Legally Blonde musical, I think.
Well, that's
so it's
definitely
Legally Blonde's fault. Yeah,
that's definitely the 90s.
That it's Legally Blonde's. Don't blame Heathers. Heathers doesn't deserve that slander.
Except Legally Blonde is absolutely a phenomenal musical. It is a better musical than it is a movie.
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly.
Bold claim.
You should watch it. I have copies.
You don't share any of your musical stuff with me, as previously established, so I don't know anything about it.
I have shown them in the DMV Discord. I've done showings, but you never came.
Listen, I wasn't invited.
That's not true. You just didn't want to watch. You just didn't want to watch the weird German vampire musical or the French one about Mozart, so you didn't show up.
Guilty, I guess. Like,
the
what a
French one
strange
about
thing.
Mozart is super. The French one about Mozart is a glam rock opera, and it's hella gay. He does not have a single. His sister, his sister and his wife have a duet with each other where they talk about getting off as a married couple, and he never once has a duet with his wife, but he does end the show singing with his quote unquote mortal enemy. We should start this game, or I will just keep going. I have lots to say about
it doesn't feel like it's in my control, to be honest with you. But yeah, we can start. Hello. Hi. Welcome. We're live from the apocalypse. If you're still watching, if you've made it through the initial gauntlet that weeds out all of the casuals, and because we're gatekeeping here, we're gatekeeping LFTA. That's our goal. If you want to watch this, you got to make it through. What? 7 minutes? Only 7 minutes, actually. We did pretty okay. I think.
Not bad.
No,
It felt
12.
It felt longer.
12 minutes. My math is wrong.
That's fair. It did feel longer, but also longer than 12. So
you got to sit through that if you want to make it to the good stuff. We're live from the apocalypse. We're not for profit TTRPG studio that makes actual play content like podcasts and streams, like this one, like you're about to watch, to raise money for nonprofits and aid organizations and other important causes like that. And we are currently still raising money for Doctors Without Borders. We are rapidly approaching the halfway mark after last night's season 2 of Thy Kingdom Come premiere. We are at $917 out of 2,000. When we hit 1K, I don't know, maybe we'll do something. We have literally not talked about this before, but maybe we will. That's not a tease. That's just genuinely, maybe we will.
If we
no
hit
promises.
1,000, I will come back and start talking about more unhinged musical shit.
Listen, I mean, let's be honest. We're playing this game again in 2 Saturdays, and also we have Academy Age between now and then. The odds are fairly good that that's going to happen regardless of our donation goal tonight. But anyway, we're raising money for Doctors Without Borders. If you like what you see here, we just ask that instead of doing the normal twitch.tv things of subscribing or giving us bits or interacting with fake cyber currency, really in any way, shape, or form, in any aspect of your life, I would not recommend it. It has not worked out well for basically anyone. You take the $5 or the $6 or whatever the cost of a Twitch subscription is going for these days, and you give it directly to Doctors Without Borders instead of to us, because they will do very good and important work, particularly in Gaza currently. And we just play games on the internet and talk about musicals. It's like 60-40, I would say, talking about musicals to playing TTRPGs, if we're being honest with ourselves. Yeah, so we have hidden the subscribe button, you may note, to make that decision easier for you. You can seek it at your own peril. Lord knows what horrors you may face if you choose to go down that route. But we've made it very easy to donate. And if you do that, the McElroy brothers will interrupt and yell at us. And if you can imagine it, I might even get distracted. I know, it's crazy to think about. But if you do seek that subscribe button and you are able to locate it and you choose to do so, particularly if you have a Prime sub included in your Amazon Prime subscription that does not cost you anything extra, you can do that. And sometimes Twitch gives us a little bit of money to, I don't know, also give to charity or pay artists with or something. We'll see. But mostly, what will happen is beloved Dementia 20 Dungeon Master Brendan Lee Mulligan will kill a dog. He will murder 1 dog for every month that you are subscribed to this channel. So maybe just instead of doing that, maybe just give your money to Doctors Without Borders instead? ? There's been a lot of dog slander recently in the LFTA Discord, and I get worried because he's watching.
Coming from one person in particular.
Listen, it hasn't been me. Someone called their own dog stupid the other day. And I was like, he's always listening. He's always watching. Be careful.
Yeah, I've still got my eyes on you, just for the record.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, think of the dogs and maybe just donate to Dr. Thupwaters instead. This is Class Reunion. This is a homebrew 5e isekai D&D game that we have been playing for a very long time at this point. It is also, according to Twitch, our affiliate anniversary, which I don't know if that means we've been affiliates for 3 years or 2 years. It might be 3 years. It happened pretty fast. And our 3-year anniversary was like on the 19th or something like that. So it's probably our 3-year affiliate anniversary. And, you know, shocker, they still have not offered us partner status. Crazy. I mean, all we do is encourage people not to give them money. It's wild to think about. Anyway, I don't remember what I was saying. Class Reunion. That's what this is. It's D&D. We're down a person. Wayne is not here. And by Wayne, I mean Corey. Corey's not here. Max is not here either. And by Max, I mean Raph. And we're keeping it real loose tonight, if you couldn't tell. So I think that is pretty much everything that I had to talk about to introduce. Did I miss anything? No?
Yeah.
We're all
No,
good?
I don't think
Cool.
so.
Well, then in that case, let's get into our introductions, starting, of course, with JD.
Hey, I am JD. I can be found on the internet at JD Not Jason Dean, and in this game, I am playing our ace agender ranger hunter who is. They're fine. Everything's fine. They're okay. I promise.
How much are you willing to bet?
In general, or on
Yeah.
Hunter being okay?
On Hunter being okay.
Not a lot.
Okay. Noted.
My
We'll
grandmother
talk.
said, never bet more than a nickel.
Yeah, on that note of Julia's grandmother.
I'm Julia. I'm the local Delaware cryptid. I'm going to be playing Kelly Violet, who is a rogue cleric hybrid. The cleric part is the important part because we're going into town to try to find my big bird patron. That's not quite the right word for a cleric, but the big bird in the sky who gives me lightning powers.
Yep, that is what you're looking for.
Yep.
And I guess because we do not have Corey tonight, hi, my name is Will. I run this game. I run a bunch of other things. I'm one of the organizers and the storytellers here at Live from the Apocalypse. You will find me doing a bunch of other stuff that I'll talk about at the end. But mostly tonight, I'm going to be getting off track and I'm going to be playing everybody else in this game. So, yeah, that is me. And normally we would go right into it from there, but we have a special guest with us. So, Q, take it away.
Hello, I'm Q. Internet person type thing. I don't know. Midnight Inc. You can find me on the interwebs. Tonight I'm playing Kira, who's a Tua astral self monk. He's been here having a time, getting his smooches in, so that's been good. You know, I came here to do that, and by damn it, we did it. So I'm sorry. Hand holding. We did lots of hand holding.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Get us in. Hell yeah.
That's extremely, what else do you need, honestly? Came here to hold hands and chew bubble gum. You're all out of bubble gum.
Right. I don't even know what that is.
Great point. Great point. Cool. All right. Well, with that being said, I guess we're ready to get on into it. Let's see here. Yeah, why not? So, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, where we left off was in the Highland Hills, a short distance away from the city, the northern city of Stormhold, where which you know to generally be the home of the being called the Thunderbird. And when we left off last time, some of you had seen some disturbing things echoing back through the future in the song of the Die Day, the bat-like people who are one of the most populous groups here in the world of Anoon. They have the ability to kind of echolocate across time and read the echoes as they come back and interpret them like a form of prophecy. Normally in a series of somewhat disjointed, stilted images. It's rarely clear, but it is even more rarely wrong. And as we rejoin you all on that same hill, I think you are probably preparing to leave after having a brief, somewhat terse conversation, I imagine, with your party member, Wayne Hovacek, who I would normally say is atypical for Wayne, but now that I think about it, it's maybe not that unusual. Wayne was a little cagey with the details about why he was going to at least temporarily remain here and catch up with you all in Stormhold. So, you've had the chance to rest. It has been a little while since we checked in on your supplies. Thought I forgot. And I might have for one session. I don't think we did it last session, but I didn't forget this time.
We were camping with others.
You were camping with others.
Yeah, we had friends.
You
Also,
did.
Question. Can anyone else see Q?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I lost.
Might want to refresh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll be
dear.
right back. Be right back. I just
Oh no.
What? What?
I can see.
Nothing. I got a new ring, and it's a little like
Ooh.
wonky.
Sorry, I just couldn't hear Julia when she first got into the call, but I think it was
Fair
just
enough.
noise gate or something. Nose ring looks great, by the way.
Thank you.
You're
Well,
welcome.
Thank you.
Right. So I think we're going to check in on everyone's supplies, which means we're going to be rolling. Now, if I remember correctly, Hunter, you're out. And everybody else, you remember where you were? I think everybody was getting pretty close.
I've never failed this roll.
Cool.
Yeah,
All right.
neither of us have failed.
I think the only
It feels like a lie.
the two of us
It's
are
not a
been
lie.
locked in.
We've been great.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Feels like a lie, but okay.
You know what? You know what?
Listen, as I recently said in the LFTA Discord, if you tell me something is true in this game, I will probably believe you.
Okay, so we're still shooting under 75, correct?
You are still shooting, yes, under 75.
Okay, hell yeah. 59, baby.
Oh, we might have a problem.
Uh-oh.
I haven't rolled yet, but somebody is in my lap and is very interested in what I'm doing right now.
Fantastic.
He's very excited all of a sudden that I'm doing things with the shiny plastic. That
Is it Ryan Felipe?
Not Ryan Felipe. That's a 70.
Okay. Perfect. Very good. Very, very good.
Yeah, Justin, fucking grip it, baby.
Thanks, Will.
Slop that down, dude. Shit, yeah, dude. Crack one for the big
Thanks,
boy.
Will's mom.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Will's
Will's
mom.
mom. I didn't want to spoil the surprise. I did talk to Karen on the phone earlier today, and I maybe had an inkling that she was going to be popping in tonight.
We've
Incredible.
missed her showing up.
It's true. She's not getting Twitch notifications. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And her schedule is pretty wild these days. So
True.
Bitch. He's choosing violence.
That's my boy.
Your boy Gerard Way.
My boy,
Not his
little Gerard
name.
Way.
Why are you chewing on that?
To be fair, you don't usually call him by his name. You call him the boy.
Because
I'm
he's
just
still
saying.
getting used. He's getting better. But if you don't stop,
Just a little pause.
okay. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. So long
go.
and good night.
Off you go. Go find your string. Demon.
Fantastic. Okay, cool. So someone is going to have to roll for Hunter. Normally, the way that would work is if you are attaching somebody else onto your supplies, then you have to roll as if you were like one category lower. So one of you would have to roll above a 50.
Oh, above a 50?
Sorry, below a 50? Below a 50.
Oh, okay.
So
should we roll again?
One of you,
Okay.
yes.
All right, I'll do again.
Okay.
Ought
4, baby.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. Hunter does not starve.
Okay.
You share your supplies.
I feel like as a ranger, this should be easier for you.
No, I mean that is a thing. Like hunting is a thing. It just takes time.
Yeah,
And
but
you
also
probably have
Hunter
to-
doesn't eat meat.
Oh.
Mhm.
I mean,
So it'd be
there's lots of-
foraging.
Ranger
there's lots of
in
plants are growing.
You can eat grass.
doing more ranging. And
I could just chew on the grass.
So do you want a nice salad?
Hunter loves horses so much that they have trained themselves to subsist off of hay.
It's true.
just see Hunter doing.
And the
When we
occasional
met up
sugar
with that
cube.
group, when we met up with that group, I was just there diving into the hay bale.
just sneaking, just like
Yep.
Hunter, what do you have in your mouth?
Incredible. All right, so you are all fed, you are all watered, and now you can start making the rest of your trip towards Stormhold. You get back on the road, which you did have to deviate a little bit away from to reach the location of this ritual that was taking place amongst the Daedae, the Keening, as they called it. And once you hit the road, literally, you it's pretty much a straight shot to Stormhold from where you are. Probably less than a day's journey at this point. So probably not very exciting, I would say, unless there's anything that you all wish to discuss with one another. We'll jump ahead.
Not that I can think of. Kira's probably a little grumpy. What with the fact that Wayne was like, "I'll meet you guys there." It's like, bro, what the fuck?
Yep.
hey, what did you see? Your brother touched your face, and now you're being weird.
Right.
It's true.
Yep.
It's true.
The one
And I
who
will
saw the
say
things.
also, if anybody would have cared to, you can make a retroactive. We'll say it's a perception check. We'll say it's active perception.
Okay.
Okey-dokey.
I would like that. Yes.
Okay.
We were all pretty invested in what was going on there.
Yeah, I would mean
Correct.
eavesdropping on a private conversation, but if you're all rude, then feel free to roll it.
I'm
Oh,
rude.
absolutely.
I'm
Yep.
rude, but I only got a 14.
I got a 17, and I don't give a damn.
I got a 24.
Very good. Very good. I think I will say then probably, Kira, I think, and Hunter, you would have overheard some tersely exchanged words between Kaj and Kaj, rather. It's got to be Kaj because otherwise it's too close to Kaz. Kaj and Wayne basically Kaj trying to explain that if Wayne stays longer, there's a better chance that they will be able to find context for the things that he saw. And maybe find out that they're not quite as black and white as they appeared. But what it is that Wayne saw, I think you are still not aware. Okay. You start making your way towards Stormhold. And once again, it is eerily quiet. You don't hear birds, you don't hear the wind whipping around the hills like you normally would, coming off of the coast. There's no storm sort of gently rolling overhead like there so often is here in the north. It's just calm and quiet. And I think as you start to see Stormhold in the distance, it looks odd. At first, I don't think you can put your fingers on it, but the closer you get, the more you realize that it's that same stillness. It's that same quiet. It's eerie. Stormhold is a city, one of the largest cities in the kingdom. Fairly low down that list, but one of them. And you don't hear anything. Do you keep moving?
Can I roll with perception to try and get a better gauge on what is happening up ahead?
Sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably with a little bit more caution approach the city. Try to see if there's anyone watching or people who are coming as we
Absolutely.
approach.
That's only an 18.
Only an 18. I mean, yeah, I think you probably notice it first, Hunter. I think you probably realize that you don't hear any sounds of people yelling. You don't hear sounds of the market, sounds of combat, this being Stormhold. I mean, combat is kind of trial by combat is kind of their whole culture, to be honest with you. And sure enough, as you start to approach the kind of haphazard, hastily repaired walls that surround the city for security, the gates are open. And that's not strange. Obviously, the kingdom hasn't been in war in a very long time. There would be no reason, honestly, for them to close the gates. But there's nobody guarding them that you can see. Nobody calls out to you as you start to approach. And I think I will say, Hunter, beyond, you can notice that there's kind of a grayish mist hanging in the air. Far thicker where it twines around your feet as you walk.
Hunter would definitely draw the attention of the other two to that and ask, if either of them has any idea what it might be.
Be an arcana or a history roll?
I think we could call it an arcana check.
I'm gonna have my Gritsky stick out. Just gonna move it slowly in front of me.
It's a 22 arcana.
Very good, very good. With a 22, I think you know. Especially from this feeling deep inside you, that this is something relating to death. Or in D&D terms, necromancy. But it's not a spell or anything that you've ever encountered.
Oh, I hate that.
Because you're from Barrow. That's not good.
It's true.
I'm not, but I am getting a little bit tired of the places that I consider my homes going missing or having people disappear and having it be related.
It is strange.
I don't like what this implies. I'm trying to think if any of the Danan themselves are more, besides the Raven Queen, are more linked to death in this way, because I really don't want to think that Barrow is going back on, their whole agreement to work with the rest of the kingdom, since they sit on the council and all that
It's
other
true.
stuff. I would
That would
like
be unfortunate.
All
I would
good
like
points.
I would like to think that this is not related to Barrow. As much as that city is a complicated thing for Kelly, she really hopes that they have nothing to do with this. She doesn't really know if she can rely on that, but she hopes. As we go on in through the gate.
Fantastic. All of you, roll a wisdom saving throw.
A whiz save. 21.
17.
That's 22.
Okay. Well, Hunter, you don't notice this, but it doesn't really matter because Kira and Kelly, both of you, as you pass through the open gates into Stormhold, you feel what can only be described as your spirits leaving your bodies.
That little piece that we got out of the Tusky just goes.
I mean, I will say, I think, Hunter, you don't notice this, but Kira and Kelly, you can both look back, I think, and vanishing into the mist that surrounds your feet, you see your bodies as if they were like sinking into water or quicksand or something like that, until they are swallowed up by the mist. And you'd see the same thing happening to Hunter's body as well. Kelly, what remains is not quite the you that the rest of your group are used to seeing. You are a little more gaunt, a little more bony, for lack of a better term.
A little more undead.
A little more undead, yeah. I would say that is fair.
Okay.
And not quite corporeal in some places. A little transparent.
Okay. What happens to Avalon?
It's a great question. I don't think you see
Ac-
Avalon.
Was Avalon willing to go through the gate, or was Avalon just like, nah, bitch, I'll wait. I'll meet you out here. I'm gonna keep
I
the
think
car running.
I think Avalon has been in lockstep with you,
Okay.
but I think now you do not see Avalon. And not in the way where you saw your bodies disappearing into the mist.
I'm going to hope that maybe this is the Raven Queen having a tantrum. Because of what?
But what if it's not?
Well, if it's not, theoretically, it's easier to fight than a semi-ageless death god.
What are you two talking about?
Okay, so be very careful with your personage. It's harder to stitch up souls.
It's harder to stitch up what?
Souls.
We're ghosts.
Or something. Okay. Do I feel, Will, kind of like I did astral self, but all of me? Or is it like, or am I like in the ethereal?
I'm gonna leave that up to your interpretation. How do you think the astral self part of your abilities work? Do you think it is kind of you externalizing your soul, or do you think it is something entirely different, like reaching into a different plane of existence?
I think it is externalizing his soul because it is the manifestation of his chaos,
Mhm.
of like his nature. So I think it is his soul. So
Then yeah,
okay,
this feels
yeah,
a lot like that.
cool. Oh, okay, all right, cool. Then I probably look a little different as well.
I think that's fair to say.
Okay. So if you look really closely, you can see it probably switches. Normally, when he goes into actual self mode, the outward visage is the snarling face, and behind his face is generally calm. In this version, it's reversed. The mask is completely normal, and still there's a snarl that you can see, like the jaw's just a little too wide. He has 4 arms. Um, 2 of them are clawed. It's fine.
Normal stuff.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Extremely normal.
So now that we are ghosty, do we see other ghosts?
You don't. In point of fact, Stormhold appears to be empty.
You both seem to be taking this where Stoles thing really calmly.
Well, I didn't have one for like 3 years, so this actually, it's not that off of a feeling for me.
And I manifest part of mine regularly. So
Probably feels this is probably a new sensation for you.
Yes, yes, it absolutely is.
well, welcome.
Thank you.
Of course.
So before we go knocking down doors and such, do we want to real quick see what happens if we leave? Can we leave?
Are you trying to walk back out through the gates?
Just to see what happens.
I think that you start to walk out of the gates, and you are unimpeded.
Do I become a physical body again?
You surely do not.
All right.
Hate that.
Come
Hate
back.
that a lot.
Wow.
All right. This seems to be the new normal until further notice. At least for me.
I mean, if you'd like, we can try. I can try it as well. Sure. I'll try it as well.
Similar results.
Same thing.
Yes.
Same
Do I-
result.
Do I still have the seed?
You reach a hand up to your forehead, and you don't feel the seed there. But you can still sort of feel that connection, that sense of not being alone
Mhm.
that you have been.
So it's probably more in the sense of wherever Avalon went, of being more than. Okay. Let's go. Check the pit. Let's start at the middle of the city and go out from there.
And it is eerie, to say the least, making your way through the streets, the empty streets of Stormholt. Last time you were here, they were full of life. You pass the same taverns that you visited. You pass the Henge Gate, which is cold and untouched. You pass the Market Bazaar, and you find yourselves standing around the pit that is colloquially known as the Thunderdome, where interpersonal conflicts are settled through combat, normally presided over by Lord Corvid Blackwing. But in this case, similarly, it is empty. No one fights, no one watches, no one presides.
I wonder if he was still in the city with the council or if he'd come back. If he.
Is it just still that same quiet all over?
It is.
Okay.
But since you are being so investigative, I think you should roll that.
Okay.
Surely.
I would love to help you with that.
Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Because one of them was a 4 and one of them's a 19. So 19.
Oh, yeah.
All right. With the 19, I think you are kind of mid-conversation with each other, looking around, scanning the area, discussing whether Lord Blackwing was likely to have been here or if he was more likely to still be back in Calderon, when Kelly hears something faint. Kira, for a second, I think you pause like mid-sentence because you almost hear it, but when you try to listen, you don't pick up on anything, and I think you resume your conversation. But Kelly, you kind of zero in on it, and maybe because you have grown so accustomed to it from spending so much time around Max Miller, but you recognize the very distant cawing of corvids.
Damn, and I was just gonna say, well, at least we don't hear the goddamn.
You thought it, and that was enough.
I did.
You thought.
Yep.
I think
I
Kelly, yeah, Kelly just like stops mid sentence probably, and like turns, looking around, looking up.
And I think Hunter is completely distracted and is busy telling Kira about how much Max wanted to fight in the Thunderdome and how sad they are that he isn't here to experience this, but that he wouldn't like it if there wasn't an audience. And that is all happening while Kelly's looking around.
Of course. Yeah. Kira is nodding sagely, like, yeah, no, this is an abysmal sight. It's normally so full of life. What? And then sees Kelly stop. Just Kelly.
I don't know what our odds are of getting the Raven Queen on side. But this feels like the kind of reaction one would have if they were willing to maybe go to war with their brother against their brother. He found a throne, a place to rest, and I wonder, and I'm gonna find where the tower is and point. I wonder if she has picked a place to roost.
So you're kind of circling in place, keeping an ear out for the bird calls. It takes you a while, but you are eventually able to pinpoint that they are coming from high upon Blackwing Tower.
Okay. So, shall we?
And in the moment that you say that, Kira,
Don't you wink at me.
the moment you say that, Kira, I was thinking, I wasn't winking, don't worry.
Okay.
You were
Kelly.
rolling dice as you said it. I don't trust you.
No, I wasn't.
Yep. Yep.
Hey, your camera's off. We saw you.
You can't prove it.
Don't listen. We don't need to add gaslighting to our gatekeeping. Okay.
Kira, as you say that, Kelly, you feel a strong hand wrap around your ankle.
Okay. Sure.
And all of you, I think, in that moment, I mean, Kelly, I'm assuming you react.
Oh yeah, I do. I'm slamming my other foot, my other heel down on the wrist joint.
All of you start to see these hands rising up out of the mist under your feet, pale and sinewy and not quite as corporeal as they should be. In kind of a similar way to Kelly Violet. And they appear to be clawing their way out of the mist under your feet, almost as if they were recently risen from the dead, clawing their way out of the dirt that they were interned in.
Cool. They're waking up. Awesome.
We're going to roll for initiative.
Oh boy.
So do I need to be on Owlbear?
Yeah, you will need to be on Owlbear.
Okay.
Yes, he hath returned. We will see how he behaves. Probably not well. He's rolling up.
Be kind to your son.
Yes.
He is already slapping at the pen. This is mine. This
Immediately
is mine.
on his bullshit.
Julia, be
So
nice
good.
to him.
I am nice to him.
9/11 really took a toll on him.
Oh God.
That's why he
Fantastic.
started the band.
Right. That's why that's how it all began. That's incredible. It's incredible.
Julia, your facial journey.
Julia's never going to speak to me again. It's fine.
Never, ever.
Julia knows where you live, Will.
Julia's coming to my house in like 2 weeks. Or was going to be coming to my house in 2 weeks.
I'll still show up.
Right, that might have changed.
Don't love that.
The box.
Hugh, what'd you get for initiative?
I got a 23.
23. Extremely good. JD.
We got a natural one, bringing us to a 5.
Ooh, buddy.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Sorry. Sorry, I just had a moment where the music changed.
Yes.
And not because of anything that I did. And I was like, oh, cool. That's fun and normal. But it was because I was typing numbers. Some of the sound effects are mapped to keystrokes that are numbers.
Gotcha.
Anyway. Mac, stop. Not necessary. Julia, what'd you get for initiative?
17.
17.
I have so many options of creepy dolls that I could bring.
But
So
what
many.
if you didn't? Actually.
What if you used my stop it? What if you used my son's real name?
I didn't even
Your
say a
son,
name.
Gerard Way. Like, we
No.
love your boy.
I didn't even say a name. All I said was that 9/11 had an impact on him.
He wasn't alive then. He's a baby.
It doesn't matter.
He doesn't know what dial-up internet or a home landline is. He
Never
didn't
forget,
witness
Julia.
9/11.
Never forget.
Great.
You
Okay.
biting right now?
We're good.
Oh,
All
look at this
right. So
bullshit. That's my knee.
because he thinks it was funny. He's on my side.
Did you hear him fake? He makes this little fake biting noise. You're a monster.
All right. That is
Roll up.
wow. That's a lot of dexterity. Okay. Fun stuff. That's why I do that. That's why.
Where are you going?
Bunch of stuff that we don't need here. So let me just pare this down slightly. Cool. Fantastic. So we are gonna go into Owlbear Rodeo in just a second. And Or we will once I remember how to switch scenes. Here we go. Normal stuff. Very normal things happening here. Here we are in Stormhold, around the Thunderdome. And with this, as you are all clawing your way up, I need to bring your tokens out. That is the thing that I need to do. There's Kelly. I don't need Wayne, actually. Wow, 3 of you. I think you were probably not actually in the pit, but that is just where it placed you. I mean, listen, if you went down into the pit to investigate,
no,
that's fine with me.
No.
Okay, so move yourselves up like I don't know,
whereabouts
maybe.
Where?
Like, I don't know why it's not letting me ping.
I was gonna say, where is the chair? Is what I'm looking for.
The chair?
Or where Lord
Yeah.
Blackwing usually sits to preside. I think that's kind of where Kelly was.
Okay,
over.
that's fair. Then I'm going to just move you all up to like there because that's where it is, even though it is not reflected on this map. But there you all are. And let me bring out your friends.
Friends.
Yeah. Yeah, your friends. This is here we go. And let's do a little bit of a zoom here just for convenience's sake, because it's a pretty big map. They are going to be kind of coming up all around you. And I think you can see some more of them. I think you can see some more of them starting to pop up in different places, in various places. But as we begin our combat, they are beginning to claw at you, and you notice in this moment, I think that they, while their skin has that like waxy, dead nature and texture to it, I think you would also be aware. I think you would notice that waxy is maybe even the correct term, because as they pull their faces out of the smoke and the mist under your feet, their features are kind of melted. They have very few distinctive features left on their faces, and their mouths are just these holes with jaws that are moving up and down. But some of the waxy substance that comprises their skin does seem to be kind of constantly sort of melting and reforming. For all of that, though, as Kelly can attest, their grip is unnaturally strong. And with that, Kira, the initiative is yours.
Okay. Looking to the other two. Are we fighting? Or are we running?
I was going to say running.
Okay.
The mist is everywhere. There are probably more of them. They will probably follow us, so we might not have a choice.
Okay. Fighting while we run, that's fine. I'm going to try and get the one that has Kelly by the leg. We want to get that one off. I'm going to just kind of go, whoop, stop that. So we've got a couple around us. So I'm going to activate Astral Self so that, there's more power behind them now. So I would like to make all of them within 10 feet. Yeah, so all of them make a dexterity saving throw.
So I think you're going to get 3 of them. And
Mhm.
actually, while I'm thinking about it, I should add some distinctive things
Okay.
to them. So we'll do this one's blue. This one's orange. This one is switch, please. Thank you. Owlbear Rodeo. Come on. Rapidly running out of colors here. It's fine. It's fine. And come on. Cool.
Okay.
In your own time. There we go. All right. The last one is going to be green. Sure. Why not? Cool. So yeah, we have color coded them.
Okay.
You were going to be able to get all of them except for green, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So they need to make a dex save 16.
Cool.
What is that called that you did?
Oh, me, that's Arms of the Astral Self. It's my monk power.
Okay. Purple fails. Blue makes it.
Okay.
Orange. Oh, I gotta check. It's dexterity, you said?
Here.
That's a fail for orange, and yellow also fails. So only blue
Hell yeah.
actually makes the save.
Dope. All right. So they're taking 5 points of force damage.
Nice.
And I would like to sort of whack that arm off of Kelly.
Okay. Yeah, I think that is more than fair in the process. You can absolutely do that.
Okay. And then move. We run.
That's a great question. Is that what your plan is?
Yeah. What?
I was gonna say which
Where-
direction? Yeah, which
where
direction
to?
from here is the tower?
What I will say is that the tower is where this sort of gate is. If you can see,
Gotcha.
it's truly not cooperating as far as
See, Owlbear's being a little brat.
it is.
This door thing over on the side.
But yes, yeah, the door thing. The door thing over on the side, that is the direction that you want to head in to get to the tower.
Okay.
So you can absolutely run, but we are going to go in initiative order. So
That's fine.
okay. All right.
We're gonna take the action to dash.
Fantastic.
Okay. And then well, actually no, we'll disengage because there's like 3 of them around me. And then we'll use my move to also
Smart. And you are very fast. So
I am very fast.
cool. You disengage from them and you are free. Can you still dash, or is that your whole everything?
If I disengage, I can't then
That's
dash.
your-
I had to
Right.
activate.
Right.
See.
Makes sense to me. All right. Well, it is the things, the melty guys. It's their thing. It's their time to shine. So
Putties.
The putties, yeah, actually very accurate. So as they begin to move in on all of y'all, some things are gonna happen. First one.
Oh no.
First one is going to move up to you, Kelly, and is going to open its melty jaws and lunge at you. Preternaturally wide, much wider than it would be able to if it had a skeletal structure.
Just not even like an unhinging, just a release of gravity and a dripping.
Correct.
These are my kind of monsters.
Yeah, they are. All right. First up, we have 16 versus your armor class.
That is meets.
This meets. If it meets, it beats. So you are going to take 6 points of necrotic damage. Unless you have a resistance or an immunity to that. I don't remember.
Let me check, because I might from my hollow ones.
If anybody were to have that, you would. Although I don't think you'd have it from a hollow one, because that would be very powerful for a background.
Yeah, hold on. Hollow one is
or rather, that's not your background. I was thinking of haunted one. That is your dark power. So that very much could be the case.
Where do they usually list resistances? I
don't know exactly where it would be on your sheet. Normally it's its own category, actually, on the sheet. But I don't think you have it.
I don't think I do.
Yeah, that would make sense to me. So you are going to take 6 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
And in the process, I think you are actually going to feel some of your soul siphon away. Meanwhile, let's keep going. Purple, I think, is going to go after Hunter in a similar fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter, that is a 14, though. I'm pretty sure that doesn't get you.
Nope.
Cool. Okay. You were able to avoid the similar tactic that it takes, which means that this one is going to move in closer and attempt the same thing. And you're going to be getting a little bit surrounded here. 17 that time.
Meets it.
Okay. 6 points of necrotic damage. And same thing, you have that feeling. It's not at the point yet where it's doing anything to you. It's not having any untoward effect, but you can feel it starting to drain your life away, or rather consume it. These are hungry ghosts. And I think similarly in your case, you kind of at this point in your life always have this like background hum, this sort of background noise from the spirits of the speakers. They get a little quieter. Orange moves in. That's a miss. And finally, the yellow one for Kelly. And that's a miss. So that is everything that they do on their turn, which means that we are Kelly's. It's Kelly's turn.
All right.
Let me actually.
Are these something that I would have heard of in Barrow, or are these entirely unique? Because the question is if I want to try to use Channel Divinity to destroy undead. If they're not undead, I don't necessarily want to waste the time and give them a chance to come around again and do this shit.
I'm not going to make you roll for it. You don't remember hearing or seeing anything like this ever, but you know just from being around them, the feeling of them, that they are undead.
Okay. And I guess that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to destroy undead, which is a saving throw for them, but I'm trying to find they have to save against.
Probably Constitution, I would think, but
Wisdom.
Okay. What's the DC?
That's what I'm looking for. 30 feet.
I can't hear you.
Sorry, I'm reading. I'm trying to find where it says, and it doesn't. Some channel abilities require saving throws when the DC equals my cleric's spell save DC. So that would
Yeah, so that's
be
8 plus proficiency plus your casting modifier.
Yeah.
12. And then what is my casting modifier? It's wisdom for clerics, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
15.
Okay. Right. So is it one save for all of them, or do they all have to make it? I guess that's up to me.
The description says that it's all creatures, because here's the thing: the ones that fail, because it's turn undead, the ones that fail will be no longer run away. They are destroyed.
Right. Okay, cool. That makes sense. Cool. So let me go around the circle here. Green already failed. Purple succeeded. Blue succeeded. Orange succeeded. Yellow succeeded. Green failed, though. So green is destroyed.
All right. And then, so that was.
So what happens to the ones that don't fail? They're destroyed, but what happens to the others?
The others, they. Why are you like this? Destroyed if it sounds really. It doesn't seem to say anything happens to them.
Yeah, I think it's a saver.
Save or suck?
Save or suck.
Yeah, that makes sense. I wasn't sure if it was like they're turned if they're turned no matter what, but if they fail, then they're destroyed.
No.
But okay, cool. So,
yeah.
All right, that's from your domain. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
So do
all right.
that.
So then the others are fine, but you destroyed one of them.
Yeah, and then bonus action, since fewer of them left than I wanted, and we need to clear a path. Spiritual weapon. I'm gonna drop that right. Oh, I think. If ow. I think you might need to make it small.
Yeah, I mean, or it can just be that size. That's fine. Yeah, okay. That's still a little big, but it's perfectly manageable.
Need to try to clear a path so that we can get out of here. So I'm gonna plop it down here and give the orange one a quick bop.
Fantastic. Go for it.
19 to hit.
That is a hit.
Why did that not click? Uh, 11 points of damage.
Okay, 11
orange.
points. Very cool. 11 points to orange. Very good. Are you moving? You did your standard action. That was a bonus action to cast spiritual weapon, I think.
I will move.
So that is going to provoke. But yeah.
20, 30. That's as far as I can get. That's also kind of as far as Kelly will go, because Hunter is still right there.
Makes sense. And as you go to move out of the way, I think you kind of have one hand extended, directing the spiritual weapon, kind of like drawing it out of thin air and then like drawing it towards you. And you're a little bit distracted as you start to move away. The purple one gets its jaws around your arm.
Does that stop my movement?
No, but you are going to take 2 points of necrotic damage, and that does feel. You watch as your arm loses substance. Still there. It's just not as there as it was a second ago. Hunter, it is your turn. You are surrounded by slavering, moaning, hungry ghosts that want to eat your soul. And the souls of all of the previous speakers of the Orn.
Yeah, that in particular is an added problem.
Disengage.
I think that's all Hunter wants to do. I think all Hunter wants to do is disengage and move as far as they can.
Okay.
They don't want to fight. They do not want to interact with these things any more than they need to. They are a little panicked that the voices of the speakers have gotten quieter.
Mm-hmm. Extremely fair. Okay, so you disengage. You can move away without provoking an attack of opportunity, and then you can move away if you want to. And it's not an attack of opportunity. I know I shouldn't use that term, but old habits die hard. Cool.
What is it? What is it called if it's not?
I think it's just like a reaction or something. I don't know. I don't remember. But I know that, like, I think Corey's gotten on me before about calling it an attack of opportunity.
Well, Corey's not here.
It's true.
You can
Corey's
say
not
whatever
here.
you want, Will.
You're right.
Yeah, he'll never know.
You're right.
He won't watch this pod.
No.
You're also right about that.
She's gonna be too busy on XVid.
Out of context. That's a wild sentence. Fantastic. So you two start running away to presumably to catch up with Kira, which means that we are going to go around again, which means Kira, it is your turn.
Yeah. Okay, so my friends didn't quite take the run approach first.
I mean, they ran.
Hunter did.
I did.
We're just not as fast as you.
I know.
We're
no,
just
I know.
slow.
I get it. No, it's fine. It's fine. But that does worry me a bit. I also realized when I did my moves that I could have just gotten to the next part. So we're gonna come back. We're gonna see what 55 looks like. Because the zomboys go before, right? Okay.
But you don't know how fast they are.
No, it's true. Okay, like they were just sort of crawling out.
They're just goopy.
Well, I can.
They are goopy, and also more of them are starting to emerge everywhere.
Right.
It's a real like Kingdom Hearts situation here, where they're just like
heartless, just all over. Okay, cool. All right, so then what I will do is I will make sure that they can come to me, and I'm gonna move up and hold my action to get any zomboids that pop up in the area, just to sort of keep it clear.
All right. Cool.
Yes,
it is going to be their turn. But a fun fact about these guys is that if they have fed within the last round, they don't move.
Get wrecked, little guys.
So I think that's only one of them. I think the yellow one maybe didn't. If I'm remembering correctly, I think only the yellow one didn't feed last time. So that's what we're going to say. And they're I mean they're not terrible. Okay, so the yellow one is going to goop at you, Hunter, and it's going to be able to get to you by moving, which means that it's going to try to chomp you once, but it's going to miss. So that is their entire turn because the other ones got to eat, and that means that we are back to Kelly.
Yeah, I'll just do double my movement, so that'll get me
dashing.
Yeah. That gets me right here. I'm worried about. You didn't check the door before you came back out here, did you?
Nope.
Okay. Can I roll an investigation from here to see if it looks like it's locked, or if it's like it normally looks, where it's just like,
Roll with disadvantage.
Okay. Investigation.
Yeah.
5.
No. How would you be able to tell that?
Is there a big, horrible video game padlock slung across the door with a big old bird skull carved into it?
There's
No?
not. No.
Cool.
There's a door knocker
gonna-
shaped like a raven, but that's it.
Very nice. That's all I'm gonna do, because I don't think I move. Yeah, I don't think I can actually attack with the spiritual weapon if I did the cunning action, because that's also a bonus action. So the
Right.
spiritual weapon just hovers ominously there.
Okay. And Hunter, your turn.
Repeating my pattern, disengaging and moving.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, you can do that. Does not get to attack you. Which brings us back up to Kira.
Okay. Let's do. All right. We're going to move. We're gonna stay. We're gonna stay right there.
Okay.
Just like make sure that the other two keep moving. We are gonna hold our ground here and
Okay.
keep up the great ski stick in case we need to whoop some ass. Let
Fantastic.
them get moving.
Once again, that hungry ghost is going to move at you, Hunter. But now the other ones are starting to feel a little peckish. Also, they just ate, but they're already hungry again. So what we are looking at here. So that's they're just doing all of their movement that they can do.
Does my spiritual weapon get a reaction when the orange one leaves?
No, it does not.
You sure?
Yep. To there. Yep. All right. Awesome. Fantastic. And unfortunately, that is almost all of their turns. The yellow one does still get to take an attack. The other ones had to spend their entire turns moving at you. So one attack coming at Hunter. That is a miss. So Kelly.
The yellow one's so hungry. He's
so hungry.
Hey,
starving.
Hey, I had a held action, like a prepared action. There's one right up on me, so I'm gonna go ahead and flap.
Go for it.
Yeah. Cool beans.
Let me fix the map.
All right, that's a 24.
That is going to hit.
And a 26.
That is also going to hit.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's... Hell yeah. All right, so that is 13 points of damage altogether.
Okay, fantastic. Hanging in there, but yeah, you are carving parts of this ghost away, even as it is trying to slobber on you. And Kelly, now it's your turn.
Thanks, I hate it.
Okay.
You're welcome.
So if I do 5, 10, 15, I'm going to use all of my... I'm going to dash again. So
with a dash, I believe you can 100% get to the door.
Yeah, I get to here.
Cool.
Is the door unlocked?
If you try the door, yes.
Okay. I'm going to throw the door open and look inside. Just check to make sure we're not running out of one fight into another before I tell
mean,
the others to book it so that we
you
can.
peek inside. It appears to be dark, but you don't get a sense of anything dangerous. At least nothing jumps out at you.
Okay.
I will say, since you were taking a moment to do that, I think you would notice that the mist does not seem to exist inside of the tower.
Okay. I don't think that is something that she will share immediately with the others. I think more to the point, she will just be like, clear.
Absolutely. Okay. And that means it's Hunter's turn.
I don't think I'm going to disengage. I think I'm just running.
Okay, that makes sense. If they hit you, then they're just not going to chase you. So that's not terrible. It's not a terrible strategy. So let's see here. We've got
what, Will? We've got what?
a natural 20. Got a critical hit. Oh boy. Hunter.
Mhm.
You are going to take 7 points of necrotic damage and 1 level of exhaustion.
Oh no! No,
Um,
why?
And I think in that moment, the speakers are almost so quiet you can't even hear them anymore. They're not gone. They are just very quiet. So that was the first attack.
It's fine.
But the second one's only a 14, and I believe that does miss. So
That does.
all right.
Yes.
Cool. So you only got that one critical hit to worry about, but now you can dash. Now you can run away.
That is fine. I'm joining my friend.
Good. Love
But
that for
if
you.
you have the movement, go straight inside.
Yeah, no, that should work. I'm going straight inside.
All right. You run straight inside. And that brings us to the top of the round. Kira.
Okay. That guy in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck him.
Okay.
So we're gonna swing a wing. Okay, if it'll. Yeah. Okay, so that was a 27 and a 16.
Both of those will hit.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, that is 18 points of damage.
All right. Yeah, I think that as you strike the hungry ghost with your Gritsky stick, I mean, what does it look like as you dissolve this thing? Wipe it from existence.
Right. The stick is moving with careful strikes between the four arms. So it's just blades coming in to hit and scrape the wax away until it's just nothing. It's like a sculpture.
Fantastic. And that one is gone.
Okay. All right. So that one's gone. So we're gonna get Flo.
All right. And the rest of them are going to run after you, but I will say that Kelly, sounds like you were going to be the last one in. And I think you get inside and you hear them kind of bearing down on you, the sort of slurping and oozing noise that they make as they lumber towards you, ringing in your ears. You can tell that they're getting closer to you. You can sort of feel them bearing down on you. And I think you can almost for a second, you're not sure if this is real or not. You sort of feel the wind of one reaching out to grab you before you slam the door shut behind you. And you are in Blackwing Tower. And it is quiet. And we're going to take a break. Don't go away. We'll be back in 10 minutes to discover what our brave, intrepid heroes find inside Blackwing Tower. See you real soon.
Walked in because she and Will came as each other's like +1s or whatever, and that's when that is the beginning of it all. And then Della forgets that all the time.
That's true. I was
That's-
single,
I
and
forgot
Will
that.
Collins could not attend.
Oh.
So we drove up together.
And then the hotel made judgments.
Yes, the hotel put us in a room that had one bed. It was supposed to have a couch.
I did not know this, Will.
Oh yeah, it was a bed and breakfast. Like, it was very nice, but the thing said like it's a room with a bed and a couch, and we were like, cool, that works out. But it was like less of a couch and more of a bench.
Like a
Like
settee.
neither one of us was sleeping on that comfortably. So, yeah, it ended up being fun. But it was I would say, I don't know that I would say Della and I were at a point in our friendship to share a bed at that point, but it was fine. We got there real fast.
It had to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good time. It was a great wedding. I enjoyed myself thoroughly. Speaking of enjoying myself thoroughly, you're in this tower.
Yes. Oh, the music is back.
You look around, and it is, as previously stated, dark in here, almost pitch black. If there are windows, you don't know if they have heavy curtains on them. Maybe there aren't any until you get farther up the tower. Where you are currently standing, it is empty, and it is dark. I think as your eyes start to adjust, you can make out the outlines of torch sconces on the walls, but they don't appear to be lit.
Does being ghosty give us any kind of a dark vision?
Sure doesn't.
Cool, I'm putting
But-
my little goggles on.
I believe you might all have dark vision if you're wearing the goggles.
I
Yeah.
have it.
You have
I
it?
just have it.
Yeah, Eladrin just have it. Well,
Yeah.
2 just have it.
Yeah. Q has it. Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like you all do once Kelly puts the goggles on. So you don't actually need to light the torches. Once you use your dark vision, you can see that you are standing in like the reception hall of the tower. Less of a hall, more of an antechamber, maybe. You can see that the unlit torches are in the wall. You can see the furniture is old. There's some tables lining, so sort of side tables and mantles along the walls. In kind of just a large circular area, and there are a few entrances. A few door frames branching off from here, but there's also a large stone staircase directly off to your left as you first walk in, that you can tell starts to wind its way up and around the tower. And as you look above you, almost seems like it goes on forever.
And just to be clear, similar to how the rest of the city was, it doesn't look like ransacked or conflict happened here. It's just as if everyone suddenly disappeared.
Correct. What do you do?
I don't think we have the time, and I don't particularly have the inclination to look around these rooms. I say we climb. Neither of them's or Kelly's gonna start.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
You
don't
start.
think Hunter argues, but you do notice after a few steps that they are not following.
Okay.
Speak up, Hunter. We don't have time for indecision.
Sorry, what are we where are we going? What are we doing?
The top of this tower is where Tempest lived. And it sounded like from outside the top of this tower is where I heard the ravens.
Okay, then we're going up.
Let's go.
You start to climb, and at first, it's no big deal. You're just walking up some stairs, but 10 minutes go by, 5 more minutes after that, another 5. And I mean, you're passing doors every so often. There are landings about every 100 steps or so, maybe. But the more you climb, the more it seems to go on up the tower. Fortunately, you are away from the mists. You don't have to contend with that.
I want to mark one of the doors.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. You
Just
mark
to
the.
be sure.
Absolutely, yeah. You mark the door. How are you marking the door?
Say chalk, some face paint. Yeah, we'll say some face paint for Gritzy, and just
Sure.
big X.
Big X. Okay, cool. Fantastic. Yeah. You mark the door, and you continue moving on. You continue climbing stairs, and you check every door that you come to, but you don't see a big white X on any of them.
Okay.
Does
Sorry.
the sound of the ravens seem like it's... Are you giggling? What's up, buddy?
Well,
I was thinking about saying that you left your big white X in the heartwood.
Wow.
wow.
That's all I was thinking.
Wow.
Yikes.
Unfucking called for.
So I need to report a crime.
Oh, so sorry.
Are you?
You're not.
Well,
Anyway, can I
that's fair. I deserve that.
can I hear the ravens?
Make a perception check.
Yeah. Let me go back to the other screen where my skills are. Did you say, sorry, was that perception or investigation?
Perception in this case.
27.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, you hear the birds, and at first, I think you are falling into the same thought patterns that Kira's had as you were climbing the stairs. Basically, that you're not actually moving, maybe, or there's some kind of magical effect that's happening here that's stopping you from making any progress. But as you go on, I think you actually do hear the sounds of the bird calls growing louder. And in point of fact, the more you seem to focus on them, the more you feel like you're making actual progress. The distance between you and the ground, if you look at it, I mean, your dark vision only extends for so far before it, disappears, but you feel like you are actually gaining altitude.
Okay. Keep on keeping on.
You keep on keeping on, and finally, I think as you are sweaty and tired, and maybe in some cases even starting to think about giving up, starting to doubt even the sound of the birds that you are hearing that are drawing you ever upwards out of this tower, you see the end. You see what you can only assume is the roof of the tower, because right underneath it is the final landing where the staircase ends, and a large, very worn looking wooden iron-bound door. Which does not appear to be locked. It only has an iron ring hanging where a knob might be.
Guess we got a knock. Is everyone prepared for if we get a less than stellar welcome?
Of course.
As prepared as I'm going to be.
Right. I will reach up and take the ring and give it 3 firm knocks.
You receive no reply. I think you would probably note that it is not positioned to be a door knocker. It is positioned to be a way to pull the door open.
It's still
but
a
when you
courtesy.
knock it, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
When you knock it, you don't receive any reply from the other side.
And then gave them warning. Gonna pull the door open.
And as you pull open the door, the first thing you see is a flash of motion directly at your face.
Let's go, ma'am.
And you react accordingly. You try to defend yourself, but it doesn't take you long to realize that this motion was just a raven that you startled by opening the door, that flew at you. It kind of wings its way away as you throw your arms up and back into the room, which, now that the door is open, you all can tell from the sound and the smell and what you see beyond is a rookery of some kind. Beyond, the floors are covered in old, stale hay. There are many rafters and beams crisscrossing the top of this room. Ropes and cords, jesses hanging from some of those same beams, which are filled with birds. Most of them crows and ravens.
I will step in first.
Okay. And the rest of you follow? Both of you follow? And so as you start to look around, Kira, you do like a full 360, just turning in place, looking around. And I mean, it's not well lit up here. but you can see, especially with your dark vision, you are alone. Except you turn a full 360, you don't see anybody, and then once you direct your gaze back at Hunter and Kelly, you see on the other side of the room a figure, silhouetted, standing in shadows, one arm, slender and delicate, raised, stroking the feathers of a raven that is simply perched on one of said rafters.
Kira will sort of give Hunter and Kelly a direction with his eyes.
You turn and you look and you see the same figure, still in darkness. But a moment later, as you are studying this person, you hear a voice that says, "I would bid you welcome."
It feels like there's a but there.
Unintention, perhaps. You've survived.
Yes. Although it seems rather repetitive to meet you again in a city, in a place that you've made people disappear from.
And that's where you're mistaken. The only ones that I've made disappear are you.
What do you mean?
I've invited you into my world, my home. Beckoned for you. And you came.
That's why everything is so still and quiet.
None of my siblings ever grasped what it is to die. It's not possible for us to understand, I don't think. We are eternal and unchanging. Not so much born as we were thought into creation. But death is not only an act, it's not only an inevitability. It's also a place, a realm, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Does it concern you?
Everything you and your siblings do concern us just a little. But the existence of this a thereafter, a hereafter? Not as much. Where where is everyone else then?
Here, just standing on the other side of the curtain.
And
You know,
why
they're
were
fascinating beings. She directs her attention back up to the bird that she is touching, the raven. All creatures live and die, and they only have but so much time. The ravens, crows, they see beyond. They reach beyond.
You called us here for a reason.
You said that everything that I and my siblings do concerns you. Wouldn't it be easier then to simply submit?
You and your
no?
siblings have you and your siblings have your nature and we have ours, and submitting is not part of it.
Even
Is
if you,
that why you brought us here? To see if we would submit? Because that didn't work well when your sibling tried that.
up until now, her voice has been gentle. She hasn't really looked at you, as far as you can tell. She's been sort of preoccupied speaking with you while she is reaching out and petting the bird. But when you say that, Hunter, her head, even in the darkness as it is, turns to you. And the eyes that look back at you are not the eyes of a human. They are the eyes of a raven. Yellow and with very black, sort of beady centers that threaten to swallow the entirety. My patience is not infinite.
Nor is our time.
Well, that's where you're wrong. The dead have nowhere to be. No responsibilities. No commitments. So I will ask you once again. Why fight a battle that you can't possibly win? One in which you would be spared by your very natures.
Spared to do what? To be what?
Whatever you so chose to be. So long as it didn't interfere.
So long
Then
as.
it's not what we choose to be, it's what you allow.
Isn't that nature?
If that was nature, you wouldn't have to keep asking these questions. It would just be so. but it's not, and it won't be.
Every other creature on this world knows its place, understands where it falls within the natural order, what will kill it, when it should fight, when it should run, when it should submit, when it's too late, when there's no point in fighting any longer. But not you. Not your kind. Why is that?
We were given choice. And the minds to see that there are choices to make.
So
and
even in
you
the
keep
face,
making those choices clearer, because if we could do absolutely nothing, why would you all keep trying to convince us that this is futile? Why would you keep asking us why we don't just submit? If it were that straightforward, why would you bother inviting us here to try and convince us to give up?
Because they don't understand.
And maybe they never will.
Certainly.
It's sad.
it has been centuries that my siblings have pondered the answers to these questions, tried to understand, taken you apart, put you back together in different ways, different combinations, trying to understand what it is that drives you, what it is that makes you so incapable of knowing when to quit. And still you baffle them and fascinate them.
And you as well. You keep talking about your siblings as though you're not a part of this, but again, you invited us here.
Unless you don't want to be part of it anymore.
It is true that I don't understand you. Why you do the things you do, the choices that you make, but the truth is, I don't care. I never have.
Insight.
Vibe check a
Go for it.
bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
27.
All right. 27 is very good. You don't think she is lying.
Okay.
The truth
An
is,
honest one.
surely you understand we can't lie.
No, but you can mislead.
The truth is, I grew bored with this world and the other one a long, long time ago. And returning here has done nothing to reignite any passion I might have once felt. My siblings, they don't understand death. They can't. They're incapable of it, but they know that one day there will be something else. Something far worse in their comprehension than ceasing to exist. Not being able to taste, not being able to feel, not being able to run. They know that a far worse fate awaits all of us. She kind of trails off at the end of that thought and turns her gaze back to the bird.
What? What will happen to my people?
When?
Why or when?
When? What will happen to your people when?
When you all take over again.
You and your kind were never my purview. But I imagine they would resume their experiments. They've always been that type. I imagine they would try to perfect you. If that's something you're interested in.
Would it matter if they weren't?
No.
See, that right there. That is why you will never be able to understand us.
It will drive them mad.
I'm not going to submit to you, to whoever that abacus once belonged to, and certainly not the doctor. My question for you, lady, is are you going to submit to him too? Because he seems inclined to think he has the right.
I will make a deal with you. That is our nature, after all. I'm not one for deals usually, but if you can tell me what drives him, what motivates him, then I will answer all your questions.
Is it merely one thing?
Above all others. Yes.
I have a guess.
She will nod at you.
Envy.
She considers that for a second. Wrong.
He sent us after the world cauldron. But I don't think it was for the power that it can give him. I think it's like creatures surrounded by dwindling resources, defensively eating. He's driven because he's afraid, because he has his position and he has his power. But like you said, for how long? For how long until whatever it is catches up to him? For however long until the thing from the Nightlands comes for him? Until the rest of you decide you're sick of him. He's after security in his own self. He's afraid. He doesn't know he's afraid.
Anything to add? Blood of his blood?
I don't know. Right now, I'm more curious as to what is in this for you. You were so quick in response to Kira to say, wrong, that isn't what motivates him, which says to me that you already know the answer. So we're not giving you knowledge that you don't already have. If you can sift through and say, maybe that in part, not that at all, yet you're offering us something in trade. So what is giving you an answer that you perhaps could guess yourself giving you?
Well, it's a test, of course.
Why?
For what I need of you.
Then I suppose I'll add something, a theory. I think he is also trying to understand and looking for connection. He obviously feels it with no one. He manipulates and controls those around him. But there is something in the way he spoke to me that says no matter how little he considers our blood relationship, something about that matters. And I think it's because he has no one else like that. But that's just a theory. He's
Oh,
just
well
surrounded by
done.
puppets.
He's a lonely, cowardly little bitch.
Oh, well done. My brother, my eldest brother, he fears what so many of my siblings do, though they can't put a word or a face to what haunts them. Irrelevancy. We can't die. Not really. We can't be killed. We can't be silenced. But just because you can't be silenced doesn't mean people are listening. And after all, what is the motivation behind so many fathers, if not to build some sort of legacy for themselves so that their own irrelevancy feels just a little bit farther off? In so many ways, he's more human than he could ever understand. My eldest brother and I have not seen eye to eye in quite some time, long before we returned to Anun, long before we went to sleep. He may not understand the words to communicate it, but he wants to be worshipped. He misses being a god. And he knows here is just a monster, a tyrant. I am the dissenting voice that he wants to wipe out. The stain on the family. With the power of the world cauldron, he could wipe me from existence.
And if you had it?
I could likely do the same. But I won't. I spent 1,000 of your years shepherding the souls of the fallen, lying to them, so they might find some semblance of peace before they disappeared. I've no taste for it. This is a world of form and substance, thought and action, not the world that we come from. I am weary of being a person. an individual. I want to go home.
So you would use the cauldron to return home.
I would.
Could you also use it to bring Max back?
Or take them with you.
That sounds. And she draws in a deep breath. It seems unnecessary. Like she doesn't actually need to breathe, and steps out of the shadows. You've seen the Morrigan before. She appears much unchanged, chalk white skin, raven-like eyes, silver hair. The family resemblance between her and the Dagda is significant. And she releases that breath, says, so, we have arrived at negotiations. And I think that is where we're going to end this episode of Class Reunion.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done, everybody.
Oh my god!
Normal stuff.
You know, actually, kind of.
I mean, actually, in the grand scheme of things,
The grand scheme of things, not so bad with how things have been. Aren't you glad you came here?
I mean, yeah. Oh no. I do not have very many pages left in this notebook for all of my notes.
Oh,
Oh no.
what are you going to do?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to get another notebook. How many pages was this one? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Counting
4.5
them?
pages.
Oh,
Huh?
okay. Oh, this session. I got it.
4.5
Okay, all right.
for the session.
Cool. All right. I thought you were counting every page in the notebook to try to figure out how
No.
many pages were in it.
I've only got like
Incredible.
5 left.
This isn't the outro song. What did I click?
Oh my.
70,
Oh, I
70
clicked the wrong thing.
sheets is what the back of the notebook says.
Wow. Is that just this game?
Mhm.
Wow. Look at that.
we played a lot of this game. There's been
true.
a lot of lore.
41 episodes.
I also take a psychotic amount of notes.
Yes, that is true. Which is
This is
convenient for me. I never have to remember anything.
Andy's been using my never Enigma notes, and he's just like,
Yeah, I might have told him to do that. I was
It's
like, you got
smart.
Julia in your game. You could just ask, like, what happened last time?
yeah, I'll tell you everything.
Go from there. Cool. All right, cool. Well, we did it. One man down and technically 2, but next time we'll have a full house. Except for
Well-
JD. JD will not be here. That's true. We won't have a full
Wow,
house.
we'll have a full
Sorry.
house except for
Sorry.
JD.
I
We're
forgot you
trading.
were. I forgot you weren't going to be here.
We're
a
trading.
second.
That's what the negotiations are. She's
Exactly.
like, fuck him.
Yeah, she's like, I'll bury your friend in the ground, give you your other friend back. Yeah,
That's how
100%.
it's a swap. It's a
Yes.
swap,
Mhm.
so he
Yep.
won't notice anything's gone missing because he's not
Listen.
checking. He's
Listen.
just like, yeah, there's still. He's just like, he goes outside. He's like, yeah, there's still someone in the dirt.
Who knows? Who knows? Could be. Well, that was Class Reunion. We're live from the apocalypse. I think with all of that being said, we're just going to go around and do our outros, and then we will find somebody to raid and call it a night here. JD, what do you have going on? Probably not much.
Probably not much. I never have too many things going on at any given time. Hi, I'm JD. I can be found on the internet at JD not Jason Dean. Best way to find out where I'm going to be at any given time. The rest of this week, I'll be with Lost Caravan for Nova. We returned for that game, Season 2, 2 weeks ago. We are in space. We are soon going to be out of space, and we will see what happens. Nothing good. It was filled with emotional damage and trauma from the first minute we started, and I don't expect it to get better. But on a lighter note, Never Ember's Enigma, our heist game, will be back on Thursday. I will be playing Riv. They are very normal. They just have multiple bodies that they inhabit, and it's fine. And we're in the middle of a heist, and nothing bad is going to happen. Friday, I will not be live streaming, but we will have our first YouTube live premiere of a special episode of a season of Secrets and Shadows showing what's happened with Dorian between season 2 and season 3, which starts on Saturday with table 1. We're gonna jump in, see how 2 sets of lovebirds are doing, question mark, on both sets. It's gonna be interesting. And that'll be kicking off, and then I'll be back for Academy H on Sunday. So it's going to be a packed couple of days. And the only other thing I'll quickly plug is, speaking of Academy H, if you like masks, I am running a horror masks game over on Entropy Emporium every other Tuesday. Happens to be next Tuesday because it alternates with this one, except that this is our last Tuesday of class reunion. So there we go.
So true. Also, Saturday is table 2. I think you'll find just because they're playing first doesn't mean they're not table 2. We're still table 1. Anyway.
About that, it seems.
Julia.
Hello. I'm Julia. You can find me at Hexwat on all social media platforms. I will be back on Thursday as Lavinia Hale for some heisting. She's got an idea forming of what we can do. We'll see how bad it goes. And then on Sunday I will be back as Lyra Kroll for Academy H. I need to talk to my praying mantis mother about some things. I need to have a sit down conversation with my praying mantis mother, and also once again ask for a recount on if I should be the leader. Because
I feel
things
like
have
we
happened.
know what the outcome of that is.
We absolutely know what the outcome is. Who else is a possible leader in this group? I'm just saying. Not Kaz.
I mean, it could be Alex. I have some concern. Lyra has some concerns about how Alex is feeling about her right now after several things.
It's true.
She just got to make sure that the trust is there. She doesn't. She might have freaked him out.
Well, I mean, a lot might have freaked him out recently.
Yeah.
Where Lyra's concerned.
Yeah,
Tune in to find out more. And against all odds, that means it's actually me, and I'm frantically pulling up my phone. I do believe tomorrow, actually, the people have posted since I checked this last. So tomorrow night, yes, it looks like we will be recording some episodes of our Monster of the Week actual play podcast, Cryptic Community College, Season 2, where I play Fletcher Bane, the Chosen One, and you should check that out if you are so inclined. It's similar to Academy H, where we record it live. It's always a good time. Gets very dramatic and very tense. And then after that, I don't have a lot going on, actually. It's going to be pretty chill. Sunday is Academy H. We just wrapped up our interlude story using the Fist system by Claymore RPGs, Fallen Stars. You can find all 5 parts of that under Academy H, wherever you get your podcasts. And we're returning this Sunday. We should be back with a new episode, which is another interlude story, but it's kind of a different take on an H session, which, if you're familiar with, those are the sessions in between our arcs sometimes where we examine how the group is doing, except this one's not going to be framed as a therapy session. This one is going to be framed as an interview. a big deal television interview, if you can believe it. Yeah. So tune in for that. It should be a good time. I'm editing it as we speak. Academy H, very good. Get it wherever you get your podcasts. Aside from that, I have a pretty light load until April, when things are going to be getting busy again. Premiering April 9th is Nephilim Tenebris, which is a near-future sci-fi story with a fantastic cast, some of whom you might recognize, especially from this year game currently. So that's April 9th, Tuesday night. We will be doing that, and then on alternating Tuesdays moving forward. And then on April 23rd, no, what did we settle on? May 23rd. That's a ways off still, but I'm running a Girl by Moonlight campaign over on Entropy Emporium, our friends over at Entropy Emporium, called God Complex, which is about piloting the corpses of dead gods and fighting space kaiju. And that also has a fantastic cast. It's going to be very good. It's a long ways off, and I'm going to have a very hard time sitting still. Some other stuff in the works.
I want to do it, but I have no spots and no time.
I think you're busy also. Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's so big.
I'm with you, Q, because I was like, I cannot.
It was so fucking good to play test it. Like, yeah, I was heartbroken. I was like, I can't.
Because like this is what we played at PAX Unplugged, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure is.
I've got my character sheet sitting right over there from PAX.
It's going to be good, and there will be more. I mean, who knows how many stories we can tell in this. Could go on forever. We could do a prequel. We could do a sequel. Who knows? The possibilities are endless. But that's going to do it for me. I think I'm at a Willem Scream pretty much everywhere across the internet, and I think that's everything that I have to talk about, which means Q, you want to bring us home? What do you have going on?
I don't have anything. I'm not doing anything at all. Clearly.
All right, good night.
I'm Q. Q, you can find me on the internet at Midnight Inc. pretty much everywhere. That's Midnight_INQ. Q is my name. I'm sure you get it. So we're gonna dice it up like this. Alternating Tuesdays. I'm on Entropy Emporium, where they call us villains. I am also going to be here for Nephilim. It's going to be a good time. I'm very excited about it. On every other Thursday, I'm here for Redacted, JD's game, which is very fun and I love it. Let's see, Sunday evening, I'm over on RPGs Uncovered, where I am doing Starcrier, which is going to be a Lancer game, which is very good, and I love it a lot. It's so unnecessary though, is the thing. And I guess, I mean, I will be here for class reunion until I'm not. So just keep that up, keep that in mind. I don't like the counting anymore. I don't like it. It's fun. I've got some things over at Tales from the Table Studios that are in the works, so just keep eyes out on that. And also, we still have a few more days of Month of Tales, which was supporting Palestine, stopping the big bad over there. So come watch. I think we have Brindlewood Bay tomorrow. Yeah. So yeah, come watch, and then just come hang out. We cool over there.
Yeah,
that's it for now, I think.
All right. Well, on that note, we're gonna raid Lost Caravan. Our friends, some of our friends are over there playing something. I lost it. Where'd it go? Here it is. Simba Room? I don't know what that is, but some of our friends are over there playing it. So we're going to raid over there and we'll say hi, be friendly. If you're not already in the Discord, it's a great place full of great people. We would love to have you be a part of it, or you can follow us on social media. I should update that. That's not all of the socials. So yeah.
You should join the Discord because April 1st is the community night and you should be there to watch the unhinged high school setting Shakespeare adaptations. One of them has a man in a gimp suit. One of them has a cat boy. They are both absolutely hilarious. A fantastic time. One is Midsummer's Night's Dream. One is Much Ado About Nothing. I'm not going to tell you which one is which.
I wouldn't be able to guess with
I-
that context.
I have thoughts, I have ideas, but I would love to see it for
You
myself.
should be there on April 1st at 7.
Okay.
Find out more.
My only thought is that Midsummer Night's Dream is the only Shakespeare play that has canonical furries, so it's got to be that one with the Catboy. But that's not necessarily anything.
Decent.
I
It's
don't
a
think
decent
that's
guess.
true.
I don't know. You'll have to tune in to find out. Join the Discord if you want. And with that being said, we're going to disappear. Holy shit. Cass's makeup is insane in this game. We're going to hop over there, say hi, tell Cass that their makeup is fantastic. Follow along with us. We will see you real soon. Maybe tomorrow night. I'll see you tomorrow night. If you come back, say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.